Hey, good luck.
Thank you.
Good luck, guys. Good luck. Good luck, good luck. Here's Joel Braun. Here's Kelsey Anderson.
Do I get a kiss?
Here's one of my buddies of all times.
I wish you'd just relax.
I am. I'm cool.
All right.
Yeah.
They're kidding me about being hyper.
I remember my dad would toss me volleyballs in the front yard and in the driveway, show me how to bump and how to set, and then before I would go to bed every night, he would toss me a ball and I would just like pass 5 of them and then set 5 of them.
Casey's been around volleyball ever since she could walk. A lot of times I was playing a lot then and she would be there. Her mother would bring her to the games when I coached at, so she was in the bleachers. She would always be around the players in the locker room, so Casey actually grew up literally with volleyball.
Casey was young. She was probably 13, 14, 15 when we were doing this. And we'd play doubles, myself, my wife Kelly, my brother, and my sister.
It's a lot of fun. Gets competitive.
I thought at first they just got her out there because somebody else wasn't available, but they ended up having a good match and she held her own and did well. And she would start delivering set after set just right, and she was hanging with them. And I remember the light bulb kind of went off. Hey, I think Casey can be even better than I thought.
Casey's a setter, but you know, out in the doubles in the sand, you got to hit, you got to pass, you got to everything, and she absolutely impressed me with just her overall skills and game.
And I remember wanting to beat Todd and Kelly because they were like really good, and me and Eric proved that we could beat them, and we did beat them. Most of my grade school friends went to Assumption. I was the only one from my grade school that went to Mercy.
I mean, we see each other in hallways over the years, and there'd be 50 people between us, and I hear somebody yell, "Hey, Dad!" And I look down. I mean, she was totally comfortable in the hallways with me being there.
And I know I could just be like, "Hey, Dad," and like have him there. And all of my friends thought it was cool that my dad was a teacher there.
There was once when I was on my way to the cafeteria and I realized I didn't have any money on me, and I was passing by the classroom that she was in. I think this was her senior year. And the class hadn't started yet, and I asked the teacher, who I know real well, I said, "Can I see Casey a second?" She said, "Oh yeah, go ahead." So I went and asked Casey for $2. So the teacher got a big kick out of that. She said, "Usually it's the other way around." So that was kind of the laugh for the day, that I'm borrowing $2 from Casey for lunch. When Todd was born, the umbilical cord was in a knot. I remember the doctor being real alarmed about that umbilical cord, so all of a sudden a joyful moment became kind of a nervous moment by the look on the doctor's face and all that. But anyway, everything turned out okay. He was about 4, I think, when Eric was 6, and we put him on the same t-ball team over at St. Pius. And I got Todd a little glove about as big as your hand, and he didn't want to play. Anyway, I thought it would be good for him. So Todd was crying, he didn't want to play, and I remember picking him up and carrying him out there and putting him kind of in left field, and he was crying. He said, "I don't want to do it." And I said, "Stay here and have fun." And I walked away, and when I walked away and looked, he was just crying. Never really played baseball after that. That was one of my regrets there. I should have handled that situation differently. Todd was a senior at St. X and was going to get ready to go to University of Kentucky and try out for volleyball there. So I was setting him some volleyballs. Todd and I were just in the gym, just the two of us. And he was hitting some great shots. He was getting up real high and burying the ball straight down. But I was trying to teach him to hit a cut shot. And I said, "Drop your left shoulder and hit a real sharp angle shot, right across the net here."
Just working on different shots and stuff, and he said to hit one real sharp angle, cut it right down inside the 10-foot line.
And he could jump out of the gym, and I was just trying to teach him how to drop his left shoulder and hit a cut shot and swing hard, and he did.
So I went up and jumped as high as I could and swung as hard as I could, and it came straight back on his side of the net and hit him right in the forehead. About knocked him over.
Next thing I know, the ball's catching the ball in the face.
I can't remember what he said. I just remember the look on his face and his face being all red from the volleyball.
What was the look on his face like?
Like, what the hell just happened?
It hit me pretty good, and I said, "Don't quite cut it that sharp," whatever. But I mean, he could jump and he could swing hard.
more than anything, I think the thing that I would say about all three of us, what we've learned from my father is just how to treat people. I think that's the main thing. You know, the X's and O's and stuff, you know, I think we've kind of figured out for our own as we've gone. But I think just the way you handle the kids and you know, and the parents and the public, I think just the way you handle people is probably what we share the most.
I guess the main thing is just how to relate to people or kids in this case, that, you know, each one's different and each one is special. I mean, each one's got some parents that love them to death, and they're not just one of many. You know, I try to teach each kid as though they're special, and, you know, treat them as individually as I can. So I think it's taught me to take teaching serious and take each person serious, and try to care about everyone I can, and realize there's something unique and special within each one.
This past weekend, we were at the grade school city finals. It was at Mercy, and Eric came and brought my niece, Annabelle. So she was there running around, and he had been kind of teasing me a little bit before about, you know, us maybe playing in the finals. And I happened to pick Annabelle up and take her back to the locker room. I found a Mercy T-shirt and put it on her, and let her go around Mercy's gym, run around in that Mercy T-shirt. He kind of just laughed and played it cool for a little while, and then at the end of the day, she actually had been wearing it for an hour or two, and she'd eaten some M&Ms, and she had chocolate on her mouth, so he made sure that she wiped the chocolate off on the shirt before he gave it back, right on the Mercy logo.
I'm in a really unique situation here, and I haven't quite sorted out all my feelings on the whole thing. You know, my concern would be more for my sister. This is her last shot. But I'm really trying to separate the two. Because I'm very loyal to my team and to Sacred Heart. You know, I love our girls. I mean, you know, my sister's my sister, but I love our girls. I see day in, day out what they put into it. They're all great kids, and I want nothing more for them than to have that state championship. If it doesn't go our way, and Mercy does get it, I'll be very happy for my sister.
I want Casey to win it, not just her, but all the girls on the team are like little sisters to me, and I think you know, they busted their butts all year long for me, so I'd love to see them win it.
Eric is the more like loud, he'll yell and scream, and Todd is more the quiet, laid-back person, and if he tells you like what to do, he'll tell you in like a calm voice.
Eric is a little bit more getting off the bench type coach and directing his players, where I think Todd is more settled with his team this year. They all know their roles. He's sticking to those roles. He's not making many changes where they're doing anything different. And Eric's more of a poker player type too, you know.
Yeah, I think he's a big risk taker. I guess he's more just spur of the moment as far as decision making and stuff like that.
It's like they flip-flopped. Like I talked earlier about Eric getting kicked out of a game this year in club volleyball. And when they were little, it was Todd had the temper, and Eric was more even-tempered.
When I was younger, I had a little bit of a temper to me, but kind of growing out of that.
And I don't know if he's just learned to control it or it's gone, but he used to be you just would get wild, get so mad.
Eric always picked on me. He's always had that big brother mentality, try to egg things on until I exploded and get me in trouble.
But it's as they've gotten older, I think, I mean, Eric's more apt to blow his fuse or whatever.
But you know, if you're passionate about something, you get caught up in the moment and you don't really care what anybody's thinking. You just want to win and you want to do what you need to do.
Tell you what you don't appreciate here is the skill of the liberos on these two teams. Emily Jewell hit that first ball as hard as it could be hit, and
Caitlin Welch dug it out.
Caitlin Welch just dug it up like nothing.
The serve goes long, so now it's 24-23 Mercy. Set point here. Dotson to Jewell. G just hammered it. Hit the string, but it's a live ball. Dotson to Jewell again. Blocked by Anderson. Dotson. Jewell again. Dinks it over this time. Garvey with the good save. Hardy pushes it over. Oh, they're in trouble. Abby Williams drills it. Into the net. Kelsey Anderson's shot into the net.
Will not go away. You can tell in that timeout, Eric said, set Emily Jewell. So they set her, and they set her, and they set her.
24-24. You have to win by 2 in the rally scoring system. Big hit on the outside from Jewell Dobson. It is out. It is in.
Oh, no, it was in the corner. Absolutely.
It was in. Wow. She went from corner to corner. Big hit by Jewell Dobson. 6-foot sophomore for Mercy.
This is a heavyweight fight right here. Stuff. This is two teams that are just bringing it.
And look who's got the ball in her hands to serve for the game. Casey Garvey.
Yeah, when Casey tried out for St. Pius, 7th grade year, she was not chosen on the number 1 team. So she had to play on the number 2 team, and all of her friends were on the number 1 team. She, accepted the fact that, that she wasn't with her friends. She went down there and she was, a leader on that team and played well. And I think it maybe inspired her to step up and just become the best player she could be. But looking back, I think that might really have made her a better person.
Dotson sets up Emily Jewell. Wow! She got up and she pounded it.
Kelsey Anderson put her hands in front of her face, or her nose right now would be lodged at a different part of her body.
25-25. Ashley Potts on the serve for Sacred Heart. Kelsey Anderson. Great dig by Katie Potempa, but it goes out. So now Mercy gets the chance to serve for the game. 26-25 Mercy. And it's Kelsey Anderson, the jump server. Very good on the service. Oh, it might have been deep. That might have been deep.
I wanted to see if she was going to go for it, or if she was going to back off it a little bit, but she's up by 1. If she goes for an ace and she gets it, which she did, she wins game 1. So a gutsy play. I'm telling you, Kelsey Anderson is very, very impressive as a player. Takes that ball in the face, turns right around and drills a second ball, and then goes back and serves an ace for the set.